If you're thinking about a career on Twitch and you don't have a webcam yet, hear me out. Stop buying the C920. There's a new player in the game. Today I came across the Swissonic 2 Full HD webcam that costs around 49 bucks at the time this video was made. Now you know we need to talk about the top dog, the Logitech C920. And I have to say I do love my C920, but I also hate it. Especially now. Let me explain. The Logitech C920 was released back in 2012 and was retailed at about 99 bucks. Now let that sink in for a second. The Logitech C920 is almost 10 years old. 10 years, and nothing much has changed since then. We had some minor upgrades with the C922 and the C930, but those weren't really any upgrades at all besides the looks and the white LED instead of a blue one. Then we got the stream cam that absolutely no one asked for. And then we got the Logitech Brio that makes absolutely no sense at all because it works in 4K, and no one asked for 4K because Twitch doesn't work on 4K, so that's pretty useless, and it costs $200+, so you might as well just buy a mirrorless camera instead. Speaking about expensive, I bought my C920 back, I don't know, 5 years ago, and I paid about $50, and that's the maximum you should even pay for a webcam in my opinion. You should never pay over $50 for a webcam. That's it. I don't care if it says Logitech, Brio, Stream, I don't give a f. That's the maximum you should ever pay on a webcam. Now let's put a global pandemic into the equation, and what you get is the Logitech C920 that costs around $110. Why is that, you might ask? Well, you probably know it already, so let's just cut to the chase. So everyone is at home right now, half of the earth is doing home office, so you need a way to communicate. That resulted in a shortage of webcams. And you have some fucking idiots around there that are trying to make some extra cash by buying webcams in bulk and reselling them on Craigslist or eBay or whatever. And if you're one of them, I hope you grow a fucking testicle on your forehead. You could get a Chinese webcam for $20 to $30, but you just might use a potato instead. So you see, the problem here is I don't want to pay over $100 for 10 years old technology, and I also don't want to pay $30 on something that doesn't even match the 10-year-old webcam. We're kind of stuck, but there is hope, and it comes from Treppendorf, Germany. In the small village of Treppendorf, you can find the biggest fucking music store in Europe called Thomann. If you don't know Thomann, you're missing out, like seriously. Not sponsored. They normally sell music instruments, but now they're dipping their toes into the video industry. Because they're so big, they have multiple subsidiaries. So they have their own brands, which are typically more budget friendly than the top tier brands. For instance, you have Harley Benton for guitars, you have T-Bone for microphones, and you have a Swissonic for webcams and capture cards and some other stuff. They do manufacture in China, but you get a 30-day money-back guarantee and a 3-year warranty. So it's safe to say you're at no risk. They also ship worldwide. But let's talk about the camera, for God's sake. So I'm gonna have Hector here do the honor with the unboxing and technical specifications, as always.
Hello, my name is Hector, and I will do the unboxing with you now. This is the box. We shall open the box up. As you can see, the first thing we find in here is a Type A to Type C USB adapter, which is nice. You can use it with your MacBook. Oh, get the fuck out of here. Okay, and this is the webcam itself. It has a cable attached to it. I think it's very nice. And you get the instructions. And that's it with the unboxing. Now let's talk about specification. So the webcam has an integrated stereo microphone on each side. So basically 2 microphones. It is compatible with Windows, Mac and Linux. And it has a 60-degree field of view, which I think is pretty wide for a webcam. The resolution is 1920 by 1080 with a maximum of 30 FPS, so basically the same as the C920, and it works with H.264 or MJPEG. You have this little thingy here. You can cover up the lens while you do nasty things, and you have an indicator LED to let you know when the camera is working and operating. Yes. Underneath you can find a 1/4 inch thread, so you can mount it on every tripod or whatever not. But I don't think you would need this because you can move it around like this, you know? The Logitech C920 you can only tilt up and down, but this one moves all over the weight, left, right, up, down, doesn't matter. So you can basically put it on your monitor and you can turn this around the way you like, the way you wish. You understand what I mean? The cable length is about 1.5 meters long. I don't know what that is in feet. And for all you stupid motherfuckers out there, you better learn the metric system. It is way better than the imperial. So yeah, that's about it with the technical specifications.
Setting up the camera is easy. You just plug it in. Works with Windows, Mac and Linux, which also means it works fine with Skype, Zoom and other apps. But for now we're just gonna focus on Windows and OBS Studio. You'll find the webcam under FHD camera. From there I like to set the camera up manually, so I set the resolution up to 1920 by 1080. Max FPS is 30, so I'll go with that. Select MJPEG for the video format, Rec 709 for the color space. On the color range, select partial and you're done. I'm gonna let you decide on this one. We'll do a blind test. You know, camera A and camera B. I did everything in my power to make both cams look as good as humanly possible. So let's go with camera A. And here's camera B. Now let's do a side-by-side comparison. So what do you think? Can you guess which one was the Logitech and which one was the Swissonic? Here's the result. Right after this message from Hector.
Hey, it's me, Hector again. Now the YouTube paradigm dictates me that I have to remind you to subscribe to this channel if you want more awesome tech videos. But personally, I don't care. It's not my motherfucking channel, I'm just the co-host. So do whatever the f you want, Holmes.
Next time you put me on the spot, you're getting shot. So here are the results. Camera A is the Swissonic Webcam 2 and camera B is the Logitech C920. Did you guess it? If so, please leave it in the comments below because I'm genuinely interested to know if you're able to guess the Logitech C920. Now, the first thing you might have noticed is the color difference. No matter how hard I tried, I wasn't able to get rid of the bluish tint of the C920. The Swissonic had more natural colors and was a lot easier to work with in my opinion. Also pretty noticeable is the field of view. The Swissonic has a wider field of view than the C920, which is good. You can zoom in, you could have a wide shot of your setup if you want to use it like a second camera, so that point goes to the Swissonic as well. The C920 though has just a little less noise than the Swissonic, but I'm not sure if you'll notice it after YouTube or Twitch compression, especially when you have a small webcam frame while gaming. Speaking of noise, let's see how they perform in low light. This one was tough for me because they both performed similarly. I guess the image of the Swissonic was breaking down more easily, but this is just me nitpicking. I'll let you be the judge on this one. But again, whatever your favorite one is, you still have to go through compression. Moving on to autofocus. But this is where it lacks. The autofocus was constantly going crazy and pumping, even though my scene was equally lit. The C920 performed great. I had things go in and out of focus as they were supposed to and didn't have any trouble searching for focus. But there's a big but to this one. I never heard of a content creator or streamer that would put the webcam in autofocus. Just turn that thing off, focus manually and never touch it again. But still, that point goes to the C920. Last but not least is sound. Let's just say for some reason all your good microphones die out and the built-in microphone is everything you're left with. Let's have a listen. Okay, so this is the internal microphone of the Logitech C920. It's a stereo microphone, but I'm not using it in stereo, so I have it set up in mono, and my levels are about -10 dB. So yeah, this is the sound quality you can expect from the Logitech C920. Now we're going to move over to the Swissonic to listen how that sounds. So now you're listening to the Swissonic Webcam 2 Full HD AF. The also has a stereo microphone, but I'm not using it in stereo, I'm using it in mono. So this is the sound quality you can expect from it if you don't have no external microphones or any other audio sources. So if you're having like a Zoom conference or whatever, or a Skype conference, Microsoft, whatever, this is the sound you can expect from the webcam itself. But I really want to encourage you to not use it. Just buy a microphone or a headset or anything else, but just don't use the audio from your webcam, please.
This one took me by surprise, to be honest. I wasn't expecting much, but the Swissonic built-in stereo microphones are actually usable, considering everything else got stolen or burned down. So the Swissonic sounds better than the C920, which leaves me with this verdict.
My memory's gone. My memory, it limits me home. Don't tree huggers cause all the lumber's gone.
The C920 had its years, but considering the price right now, it's just not worth it. Even if the C920 was 49 bucks, I would still go with the Swissonic's better colors and wider field of view. Not to mention you could buy 2 webcams for the price of one C920, but they're not really available at the moment, so that should be a no-brainer. With that being said, I would again like to remind you to like, comment and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss any future videos. If not, I'll send Hector over to fuck you in the ass.
Si, me gusta.
Six pack, but forget that. Where the click at? Where the bras and the cash and the whips at? Put a bit back. Where the bop, put a bit back.